the healthcare situation down here in the Lowcountry, I have got a great story that I know is true, and it covers a lot of healthcare professionals, hospitals, what's it like down here, what it's really like down here for real people that live here. So if you're interested in healthcare, and who's not, stay tuned. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll get down to it. Three, two, one. My name is John Weber. I'm an associate broker with Charter One Realty, and I have a great team of agents that assist people coming down looking for their dream home, the John Weber team. So we get all kinds of questions all the time. People are relocating here. They're selling their house up north. They can work from anywhere. They're retiring, whatever it is. Hey, what's the healthcare like? Got a good story. True story. Very good friend of mine told me this long, gruesome story. So we'll start with, he wore glasses and he went to the eye doctor, ophthalmologist, Bishop Eye, and they're well known, they're on the island, and they went in, just the annual checkup. And so he looked at his eyes, he said, you've got a condition, it's like bubbles on the cornea, and it's called Fuchs dystrophy. It's a condition, it's hereditary, and you got it. So he goes, well, what do I do? He goes, well, cataracts are involved with this, so what I'm going to do is send you to a specialist up in Charleston. So you need to go to Charleston, North Charleston actually. So of course, he walked out a little bit shell-shocked, like something was wrong with him. So he and his wife drove up to North Charleston, and they go to this renowned eye doctor up there who does a lot of cataracts and deals with this Fuchs dystrophy. And so he goes in there and he looks at it and he says, yeah, you've got Fuchs dystrophy. It's bubbles on the inside of your cornea, and we're going to have to do a cornea transplant with you. What is it? Cornea what? He goes, yes, we're going to have to take a donor cornea and put it in your cornea. And it's not as gruesome as it sounds, but the bad part is the recovery, where you're going to have to lay on your back literally for 3 days straight, not your side, and you must lay on your back. When you sleep, wedge yourself in with pillows, whatever. So anyway, he was a little bit freaked out about that, but nice to know there's a renowned surgeon in the area. Charleston's a 2-hour drive. No big deal to run up there and do that. So he goes up there and has the surgery. And as it turns out, he has the cornea, he had it done to his right eye, the cornea of a 52-year-old woman who died of heart disease. So pretty crazy what they can do these days. So the only problem with that, he got home and you can't really see a whole lot, he told me, but the fog kind of lifts after a few days. It did not attach. So he was really upset about that, and he had to go back up to Charleston. Nobody really around the Hilton Head or Bluffton area could do this, and they had to do it again. So he had to have it done twice. And the second time it did take, and he told me that, you know, the vision in that right eye is great. He's going to have to do the other eye, but it's down the road a little bit. So he thought that was fine. Then he goes, I mean, he's a very healthy guy, a friend of mine, and he goes into his doctor for just a normal checkup. The doctor's in Hilton Head Island. And the doctor said, well, you know, your blood's great, blah, 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 and all that. Those of you who have your blood taken periodically, you know, these doctors, they look at the blood, everything's fine. Just as a precaution, why don't we send you over to Island Imaging, and they'll just do a sonogram on up here, just precaution, no big deal, there's nothing wrong. So my friend is all cocky, goes in there and he goes, to the technician, whatever you got, I don't really care, whatever. So anyway, the imaging technician rubs it around here, and she says to the guy, she goes, "Do you have to go to the bathroom by any chance?" He said, "No." And he said, or she said, "Well, why don't you go anyway and then come back in and we'll do this again." So he goes to the bathroom, he comes back in, and she continues on. She goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. You have 1.3 liters of urine trapped in your bladder and it's not coming out. What symptoms? Don't you have symptoms?" He goes, "No, I don't have any symptoms." So anyway, that led to all kinds of gruesome things that I really won't get into, but the problem was his prostate. And he had to have the surgery on his prostate because, as guys know, it can lead to problems. So he went through a period of time there and finding the right doctor who could do it. A lot of people in the Hilton Head and Bluffton area can do it. He went to a very good urology doctor in Bluffton because we've got all of the professionals around here, and he said he could do it, or you could have it done at in Charleston, MUSC, Medical University of South Carolina, renowned, great. You get great reviews on MUSC. So anyway, in the middle of all that, he tells me by now his eye's kind of healed, but he knows he has some kind of prostate thing. And so he comes home and he tells his wife at dinner, he goes, "I've got a stomach ache. It's kind of weird." Never get a stomach ache. So, his wife didn't listen to him. And no, that's not true. She didn't pay too much attention to it, but at 1 o'clock in the morning, he woke her up and said, "You got to take me to the emergency room because I don't know what's wrong, but my stomach's killing me." So she puts him in the car, drives to Hilton Head Hospital, okay? One of 4 hospitals we have around here, Buford Memorial, Hilton Head Hospital. We have a brand new hospital out by the interstate of 278 and Interstate and Savannah. So those are your 4 hospitals. Drove him to Hilton Head because they live pretty close. By the way, my son was born at Hilton Head Hospital, but that's a whole nother story. So he basically crawls in, and in so much agony, he tells me, he gets in the back there, and the nurse, "Well, on the scale of 1 to 10, what's the pain level?" And he says, "A 12, give me something." So they gave him a shot of morphine. She comes back in like 45 minutes and she goes, "Well, how's the pain scale now?" She goes, "It's still a 12. So anyway, they do all these tests and this and that. They had to keep him overnight and perform emergency surgery on him because some kind of a intestinal bowel blockage got caught on scar tissue or something. I don't even know what it was. But he went into the Hilton Head Hospital. He had surgery in the Hilton Head Hospital. And by now, with the eye, the prostate, and the thing with the stomach, he's going, "What has happened to my life?" So that surgery turned out okay, but it still left the issue of the prostate. So my friend decided on MUSC to have the surgery done. Found a great surgeon up there. I mean, they've really got some great doctors. And he had the surgery done. They fixed the prostate. Everything's fine now. And it was quite a story because he went through so many healthcare professionals, both locally, Hilton Head, Bluffton, and Charleston, and North Charleston. And I know that's a true story because that person was me. And that's exactly what happened in 2022 on the second half of my year. And I'm a pretty healthy person, but I'm here to tell you about the healthcare in this country is, in my opinion, way out of control. There's just too many people that have something wrong with them, and everybody's searching for doctors. The hospitals are overrun with people. I have to admit, when I went to MUSC for the pre-op, I like freaked out because I'm used to small town, you know, Hilton Head Hospital, there's not a whole lot of rooms there. This is a big deal, big. And if you're not your own advocate for healthcare in this country today, you're gonna have some problems. I had to constantly look over my shoulder, even in MUSC, to make sure everybody was doing the right thing. However, the surgeon was fantastic, great. And the surgeon in Hilton Head Hospital for my little bowel blockage thing, fantastic. Nurses, great. And I've said that to people locally, and they go, well, really? We've heard bad things. Maybe, but I had a really good experience. If you have to be sick and in bad shape, I thought Hilton Head Hospital, the nurses, and I'm kind of a critical person. I look for things that could be wrong, and maybe we can improve upon things, but everything was great. So I'm still working on my other eye, but I'm healthy as a horse now. But it was a slap in the face for somebody who is healthy to have so many problems condensed in a short period of time. Anyway, I'm back to tell about it. Be careful with healthcare. I don't care where you live. You have to watch, be careful. If you don't think something's right, say something to somebody. There's just so many people. And the same thing down here. We have a lot of real good doctors, but there's so many people. It's that way just about everywhere, unless you want to live in a small town in the middle of nowhere with one light. You might not have the problem there. So anyway, that's my story on healthcare. It's a true story, unfortunately, but that's the story on the healthcare in the Lowcountry. Just thought you'd like that. Now that we're all healthy, please contact the John Weber team. We'd love to help you find your dream home. And maybe if you have a similar experience, you can put it in the comments down below on the video. I think other people would find that interesting. And subscribe to the channel. Come down to the Lowcountry. It's gorgeous. How about the view in the back? Gorgeous. Come see us.